Srimatre Namaha, Sri Rama Raksha, Sarva Jagat Raksha. Before getting into the topic, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so you motivate us in bringing out this sacred content to you all. Today, I'm going to talk about the awakening of the Kurma Avatara. So, in my own journey, this is my own personal experiences and also the perception which I have been seeing since years. So it has been many years, and this phase happens in my life during the Kundalini awakening in cyclical manner. So in one of my videos, I have told you that Kundalini awakening is not linear, it happens in cyclical manner, and you will feel that sometimes things are happening again and again even after you have healed that layer of it. Why? Because whenever you come into the same cycle again, but you are not healing the same thing, you are healing the next layer and next version of that same thing. So it might look like similar, but it is not similar. So there is a minute distance for it. So whenever you feel that you are revolving again and again in the same cycles, but it's not it might be the same cycles, but it's not the same energy and vibration. So based on what layer and vibrationally you are with, and based on what layer you are dealing with, and you will have certain experiences in your Kundalini journey. So now we all know that we have like 10 Maha avatars of Sri Mahavishnu and Narayan, Sri Mahavishnu, basically Narayan. So we all know that Samudra Mantan story where the Narayan took the form of Kurma Avatara, and because when they were doing the Samudra Mantan of the by using the Mandar Parvat and the snake, okay, that big snake. So what was happening is it was not being stable. They were unable to do the Samudra Manthan. Okay, the Samudra Manthan wasn't happening. So that's when Narayan decided that he will be taking a form of Kurma Avatara. And when he took the Kurma Avatara, he went and he went inside that lake, and then on top of the Kurma Avatara, the Samudra Mandara Parvat was placed, okay, after that, so that it can be stable and it won't be flipping here and there, right? So that it can underline this word stability. Okay, so because of the Kurma Avatara only, because of the intervention of the Narayana only and his Avatara only, the Parvat was in a straight line. It was stable. It was not tilting here and there. It was not tilting towards good or bad. It was not tilting towards left or right or something like that, right? So from this story, what we can understand is, so whenever you are seeing the turtle or tortoise, okay, there are two things, right? Turtle and tortoise. I'll give the description and details of that thing also. So when you see both these creatures, which is connected to basically this Kurma Avatar, basically these both, whenever you see both turtle or tortoise, it is connected to Kurma Avatar only. So whenever you see the visions or dreams or something, or you're getting the downloads about the Kurma Avatara in your Kundalini awakening journey, that's when you have to understand that you are going through a Samudra Manthan phase, and so many things within your root chakra, underneath your root chakra. It's not even the root chakra. So deep down the root chakra, you can say deeper layers of the root chakra, and also this it is not just related to the root chakra, but also the various chakras associated. I'll tell you in a short while. Okay, so you are healing something, some karma, some burden, or some suffering which you have to face and release. Okay, something which you have to experience that karma. You cannot skip it. So in Bhagavad Gita also there are so many shlokas, and in Puranas also there are so many slokas, right? You cannot skip the karma, you have to face it, right? So the same thing is here, that you have to experience those things because of some samskaras of your past incarnations, of the past lives, or something, some action, because of that there is some reaction which is taking place, like that you can understand. So you might have done so many things in the past, or it might have been stored in a form of a storage in a memory box, right? So all those are samskaras. Karmas are the samskaras, the thought forms. In my previous video where I talked about you will release not only your karmics but also your soulmates, in that I've explained you clearly, it's not just some actions you're doing, or it's not some random fighting which you're doing in your past lives. It's also your action, your thought process. What is your thought process? That is also comes under karma. Okay, so whenever you see that, whenever people think about karma, they always think that they have done something in the past and that's why they are suffering in the present. But it's not just they're doing it, but it also they're creating it with their own mind. In their own mind, they're creating those thought forms, which I've explained clearly in my video of you not only release your karmics but also your soulmates. If you did not listen to that, go listen to that. It might give you so much understanding and of deeper understanding of karma based on my own past life experiences. Okay, so here this is the thought process and thought forms. So now why I am talking about these thought forms again in this video, in the Kurma Avatara video, it's because your karma, sometimes you will exhibit them, sometimes you will have those sufferings, because why you're suffering is because of your own thoughts. Sometimes it's not just you have done something, sometimes it's your own thoughts and how you see the world and how you are reacting to the world. That also becomes your suffering, and that also is stored in your mind and body, which you have to release after you enter your Kundalini awakening journey. So I have talked about a thing called as depression. Okay, so in the depression video, I've talked about depression and antidepressants. And if you did not listen to that, go listen to it, because you will face some depressive phases in your awakening journey. And here, when I'm talking about the depression, there is a difference between a depression which a person have who is not yet awakened, and depression for a person is having who is an awakened person. So when I was awakening, I went into a very major depressive phases, basically clinically depressive phases, and I have been experiencing this depressive phases again and again in my life in the Kundalini awakening, as soon as I started my Kundalini awakening journey. And it was cyclical. Most of the times it was like chronic depression, and then I used to stay there in that depressive phases for months and months, and then I used to come out of it, and then again after some months my life used to happen, and then again I used to fall back into those chronic depressive phases. So I thought that nothing good is happening in my life, and I'm stuck, and that's why maybe I'm experiencing this depressive phases and all those stuffs. But it's not, it might be the truth, but it's not the complete truth. It's just the half of the truth. It's because of your Kundalini awakening journey also you will feel depressed. Okay, it's just not because you are some person, because of some life experiences you're feeling depressed. No, but it's because you are also going through this Kundalini awakening phases, and so much of depression, anxiety, panic attacks, and the things which you have not processed properly in your past timelines, now those are stored in your hard drive, in your root chakra, in the form of those karma samskaras which I've talked about. So now these things which are there, which you have not processed, those emotions, those dense emotions which you have not processed in your past life due to various reasons, you might have gone through those dense emotions, right? You might have lost somebody, or you might have you might have got separated from your twin flame in your past timeline, or you might have lost some special persons in your life, or you might have gone through some fight, or you were a part of some war kind of a thing, or some battlefield, or you might have something which you have done in your past lives where you did not get the time to process those emotions, where you did not get time to acknowledge those emotions. Now what will happen is the past life is done, but all those emotions which you did not process, and those emotions you did not acknowledge, all those dense energies which you did not heal in your past timelines, in different dimensions, in your parallel timelines, in different densities, and all those things will be stored in your hard drive. Now this hard drive is connected to your root chakra. So I've made a video where I've talked about the unconscious mind, and if you did not listen to that video, go to that and listen about the unconscious mind, what is unconscious mind, and what all things which you will experience during your unconscious mind phase. So if you want to know more about the root chakra and unconscious mind, I've made that video, you can listen to that. If in the search bar you can search unconscious mind and vibe highlights, you'll get the video. Okay, so these emotions which you did not process in your past timelines, now all these things are getting stored in your hard drive. Most people always link this hard drive to your root chakra, but it's not just the root chakra, because the hard drive, the memory, the storage which are there, these are not only stored in your root chakra. The hard drive, the unconscious mind is not only connected to your root chakra, but it is some parts of it are connected to your mind, because your mind is a main thing where your where we categorize the mind into conscious, subconscious and unconscious minds, and also the superconscious minds, right? So mind also have your mind have connections to different parts of your body, and also they are minor chakras in your mind. Okay, all the chakras are also present in your mind, which are there in your physical body. Like root chakra, there is a like, when I'll talk about the mind, I'll talk about that. There are different lobes in your mind and different glands in your mind. Okay, so there are different things in your mind, different structures in your mind which hold different energy of different chakras. So when the root chakra, you also have a energy, space or location of your in your mind where you have the energy of the root chakra, all the things which are there in the root chakra, the memories of it. Okay, the story of it is present in your mind. So basically the hard drive is not only in your root chakra, but also some part of it is there in your mind. Not only that, it is also stored in your DNA, in your cells. So basically all that memory which you have, all the samskaras which you have, all the karmas which you have, are not only stored in some particular location or some particular point in your body, but it is overall connected to the overall body. Okay, overall body and mind. So this interlinks and interlaces your all the chakras, and also all your mind and body and soul, and everything is intertwined, everything is connected basically. So from this I'm trying to tell you that everything is connected. So even if you are trying to analyze in from it from a perspective of root chakra or unconscious mind or the hard drive of the root chakra, but it is also connected to your mind. So in a way, if you are healing something, so for example, if you are healing root chakra, it also changes your cells, your DNA, your body, your mind, and your karmas in an indirect way. Why? That's what I have told you in just a few seconds back, where I have told you that everything is connected to each other. So that's how whenever you heal something within you, the other things and other areas of your life also get healed, because everything is intertwined and everything is connected. So now why I have talked about so much about all these things is because your hard drive is the place, your root chakra is like your foundation, your stability, right? So what is that one spirit animal which you will remember whenever you think about the foundation, the stability, the holding part, is the turtle or tortoise energy, which is the Kurma Avatara energy. So whenever you're seeing the Kurma Avatara in your journey, it is all connected to this Samudra Mantan story, which I have told you just before, and also it is connected to the samskaras, the emotions, the karmas, which are unhealed and unprocessed in your body and mind and soul, which you have been carrying from lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. Okay, so whenever you are experiencing the turtle or tortoise spirit animal, or whenever you are experiencing the stories of Kurma Avatara, or you are just getting so many synchronicities of Kurma Avatara and the Kurma Avatara of Lord Vishnu, or you are just randomly watching TV and that Kurma Avatara story plays out, or you are just receiving so many videos of on YouTube about Kurma Avatara, or on Instagram, or anywhere on your social media, something like that, then it means that you are awakening to that Kurma Avatara. I've just told you that Kurma Avatara means all the things which are being stored. So basically whenever the Kurma Avatara is coming online in your life, is showing its presence in your life, that means that you are healing a lot of unprocessed karma which is there present within you, unprocessed samskaras which are present within you. In a way, you are healing in a simple terms. If I have to tell you, you are doing a karma cleansing process. You are going through a karma cleansing process, and you are doing it by suffering it. Okay, sometimes you just don't release it just like that. Sometimes you go through those hardships, sometimes you go through that suffering, and that's how you release that karma. It's like you feel it and you heal it. It's the same thing. So you go through that process, and then you heal whatever which was there in that, because you have to process it. Just because you did not process it earlier, now the life and the Kundalini awakening and this lifetime is again giving you the opportunity to process it properly, to heal it properly, to feel it and heal it properly, and to let go of those samskaras and karmas which are not needed anymore for you in this lifetime and the next and further on. Okay, from and the further future lifetimes. Okay, so now whenever you're receiving this Kurma Avatara pictures, or whenever you're receiving the Kurma Avatara energy, it means, yeah, you are processing a lot of emotions within you, you are healing a lot of samskaras within you, you are healing a lot of, doing a lot of karma cleansing process, all the things which are happening. Okay, and also this from the Samudra Mantan story, we have already learned that it is like foundation stability. Okay, so whenever you are going through such a hard process, and the process was really hard, I myself have experienced it in cyclical manner, and now I am in that energy of awakening to Kurma Avatara only. That's why I'm able to share this, because I have been into this Kurma Avatara cycles for years now. Okay, so whenever I'll tell you the stories also which I have gone through, like my own personal stories, which you all in few minutes. Okay, so when I was going through these cycles, now I'm used to those cycles, I've been through those cycles for a couple of times now, so now I have got the intuition and I have received the downloads to share with you all. So like, share and subscribe if these all things which I'm telling you are resonating with you or not, and share your own Kurma Avatara awakening story in the comment section below. It will be very interesting to know about each other's story, okay, to connect with each other. Okay, so now, so whenever these things are happening, so you are going through such a hard process, basically it's not an easy process, hard process, because you are sitting and processing that heavy and dense energies which you did not process before, so maybe from this lifetime and also from other lifetimes. So because it is now bulky and it is dense, it is huge, now it is so much of shadows which are there. Maybe you are facing a lot of depression, and so much of depression which you did not process from this life in your past or in your childhood, which you did not process, you just faced it and you just moved on from that, and you had like taken it as a, just as it's a part of life, and you did not give that time. Okay, now you are, because you're awakened, now you're, because you're an awakened person, now you have to, Kundalini is like, she is forcefully making you sit and helping you process that. So it's not like some jabardasti force, it's not like some, it's like a divine force, it's this is also a beautiful force, and you will later understand in your life and after your so much of awakening that this was also for your betterment only. Kundalini doesn't do anything which will harm you. She will always does something, Goddess Kundalini Mother, she will always do something which might look very tough from, surface level, but it is for your own benefit. Okay, so it's just like, mother cannot, do anything harm. She always, wants does something and gives you the suggestion for your betterment of the own child only. It's just like that. Okay, so you are now sitting and processing all those dense and emotions and hard things in your life which are unbearable, basically, which is not bearable for most of us might have gone through years and years of depression, and we might have ourselves felt like it is not normal, and who will face, who will have this many years of depression. You might have felt like that, but if you are an awakened soul, and if it's you are chosen for awakening in this lifetime, and it's you must understand that, okay, this you will have to go through this, you have to go through this years and years of depression, because you are not just healing the depression of this one lifetime, but also you are healing the depression and other things, other dense emotions of so many other lifetimes. Here I'm taking the example of depression, but for you it can be anything. It can be anxiety, it can be some lower dense emotions, it can be anger, it can be anything, it can be lust also, it can be anything, like it can be hungerness. Okay, it can be something, some anxiety, some panic attack, something which is dense, which is unbearable, or some very deep sadness, or some pain or guilt, okay, which you're going through, or physical pain, or a mental pain, or emotional pain which you're going through, which is really 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 very hard to process and very unbearable. And sometimes you also feel suicidal during this point of time, when you are processing this much hard emotions. Okay, so when you are in this deep phase, okay, usually these phases come during your dark night of soul process only. During your dark night of soul phase, you will most likely experience all these things. Okay, so when you are in that phase, low phase, very low phase, in your dark night of soul phase, where you're going through a lot, you are trying to process it and you are unable to process it. So in normal person, it will be like they cannot do anything about that. They will go to the psychiatrist and they will take the medications, and all those things will happen with them. But for you who is a Kundalini awakening, awakening process, who is going through a kundalini awakening process, even this phase and this period will also be a blessing. So how and why, I'll tell you later about that. Okay, I'll talk later about that, because now I have to cover the story of my Kurma Avatara personal stories also. So this phase is, you later when you come out of this phase, then you will understand that phase is also a blessing in disguise. So now when I was going through the first time when I have awakened the Kurma Avatara within me, what happened actually, I was studying in a different place. I was not at home when I was going through my education process. So I used to come back to home from the hostel. Okay, so when I used to come back to home from hostel, I saw that my brother bought a very tiny like turtle. Okay, a turtle which has a very cute tub, and also my family members, they placed that turtle in a very cute this turtle pot, and we had like stones and all those things inside that colorful one, and also there used to be a turtle. Okay, so I am so when I used to come back to home, and I used to see that this turtle is there in the house, and it's another member. It used to be not like another member only. So I naturally I used to hate reptiles. I did not used to like turtles, snakes, and all these things, and I feel like how sticky this skin will be. Like I did not used to like frogs also. I basically did not like any reptiles. Okay, I did not like, especially lizards. Yeah, I don't even sometimes feel like talking about them. So basically I used to I don't know why, but I have this aversion to reptiles. I did not like reptiles. So naturally turtle also have like, yeah, it has shell, but also its hands and legs will be like something like sticky, something like mucus and like that, no. So I reptilian like feeling, reptiles feeling I'll get. So that's why I did not used to like the turtle. So I never used to bother it. So but whenever, even though I did not give it that bow, okay, so but it always used to, whenever I used to go near that area of my house, where it is present, it always used to climb high, and it always used to reach towards me. It wants to, whenever it sees me, it used to be like it wants to get out of the tub and it wants to come to me. It was like that. But I never used to feel good, because I never used to give it that much importance, because I usually hated reptiles. Okay, I never used to give it importance, and all my family members used to take care of it very nicely. My mom used to take care of it. My mom used to clean it very nicely once in a week, something like that. She used to clean her tub, her whatever the turtle's tub and pot will be there. She used to keep that place very nicely, very convenient for the turtle to enjoy. Okay, and also my father used to feed the turtle very nicely every time, without forgetting. Okay, I never used to feed the turtle. Even my parents used to tell, give it some food. Okay, I never used to bother. Okay, I was never bothered about it. I did not used to give it food also. So when I did not used to give it food and all those stuffs, and what happened is, after some years later, that turtle died. Okay, and we felt very bad. Obviously my mom felt so bad because she used to take care of it a lot. Okay, so all the family members were a little bit sad, and when it died, for the first time I felt that I should have taken care of it, and it died. And even though I disliked it, but it was a member of my family, and I also, like, somewhere, even though from externally I'm showing that that dislike, how its skin is, something like that, but then I also used to have, naturally, if you're an empath, you feel bad for every small thing, right? So when it died, I felt really bad, and we all had to go through a lot to process that sadness and those feelings. Okay, so after that, that happened, and then later, after some years again, I got awakened, and some years I got awakened, and then during one phases of my dark night of soul, which was very deep and intense, and which was very unbearable, I felt like suicidal, and I felt like जीने का कोई मतलब ही नहीं है. So why am I living? There's no scope to live. I did not used to feel good about waking up. I did not want to wake up, only because my life was so drastic, and so I felt like it was very dirty, and nothing is happening in my life, and I couldn't live this life. I want to end it. Okay, I tried some attempts. So this is not, I'm already warning you all. So be strong. Don't take it like a excuse, to do all such things. Don't fall for that. And if you are somebody who is going through some things like this, please take the help of medical personals, and also you can take the help of so many healers who are available nowadays. nowadays. So go to some healer or somebody if you can do it, can't do it alone, or do something and listen to something positive which can motivate you, which will help invoke that hope within you. Okay, you can listen to these kind of videos also, so it will be very good for you. If you will be able to process it alone, and if you cannot do it, please take the help of somebody who can help you in this process to get over this process. And it is a very dark process because I've gone through that. Okay, so when I was feeling very suicidal, I have also attempted suicide. So I have also given a suicide attempt, that not that very big deep dramatic, just a small something like that, because I was feeling very low. Okay, so I most of the times I used to like a sleep during my first initial years of awakening, during 2020 something like times I used to sleep most of the times. And I did not want to get up, because my life, nothing good is happening for in my life. No hope, no scope, no joy, no love, no happiness. I used to feel very bad and dense from within. I did not even like to, why am I getting up? Okay, so I felt like that, because at that time, for the first time, I was going through a dark night of soul. Why am I even getting up? There's no point in getting up. There is no point in living this life. I wanted to end this, because it was not good for me, and I was suffering, and I was getting so many attacks, from negative energy attacks, that also was happening simultaneously. And I was not understanding why I was getting these attacks and all these things. And I was completely open to spiritual life, without even having the knowledge of any kind of spirituality during that time, because it was my first time of dark night of soul. And at that time, I was not at all, I was not at all a spiritual kind of a person. Now also sometimes I feel like, what am I even doing? So there is a lot of Zamin Asman Farak, from the person who I was, and now who I am. So I was not at all a spiritual person, and suddenly so many of energies, and the different types of energies, negative and also positive. There's so many energies which are there. So I was trying to understand. I was experiencing these energies, and I was unable to accept the fact that yes, they are like energies are present. It's not just we humans are living in this world. There are so many different types of energies also we are living in this world. And I was getting all these attacks and stuff. So I have told you in some videos that how divine feminine goes through these attacks and stuff. Okay, so there were so many things happening with me, so I was unable to cope up, and I didn't know much and how to deal with all these things. And that was also a lockdown time. And also I was trying to reach out to some people, and nobody was available for my help. I don't know why. Fortunately or unfortunately, there was no one who can help me through what I was going through. Even though people were trying to help me, but that help wasn't sufficient. That help was only for my humanly problems, but it was not for something which I was going through. What I was going through was completely different, and I did not know how to handle it. I did not know how to process it. I did not know how to get over and move on from all those things. So it was a very dense and dark phase. It was very dense. I thought I'm just like a human who is dead, and but who is still living. It felt like that, because nothing was happening. Nothing is creative. Nothing is growing. Nothing is. I was like, I just felt like I'm some random useless body who is living, nothing other than that. Okay, so I was feeling all those things. And most of the time I used to sleep, and I did not even feel like getting up. And I felt so much depressed. I was going through chronic depression phases. And during that time one of that phase, okay, in one of that phase, what happened is, there was this turtle spirit animal. Okay, the same tortoise which died in a house, it came, has a energy form. And there was bed, like I was lying on the bed, and I was crying every day. I told you in one of my Kundalini awakening experiences video that I did not do much things. I just used to get up, cry, and then again follow. I used to think about how can I heal all these things, how can I I was thinking about the solution, and again I used to fall back to sleep. Only these three things I was doing for like 2 years. Okay, only these three things I was doing. I used to just get up. I used to beg, pray, and to God that what is all these things, give me some solution. I used to cry and yell at everybody, and again I used to fall back to sleep, and I was wishing for my death. It was just like that. Okay, so because during all this phase, the turtle spirit animal came, and who was present in my own house, which already died. Okay, so it came, and I was like even though I was awake, one day I was like sleeping, I was awake, but I did not want to open my eyes even. Okay, it was that bad phase. So I did not even want to open my eyes. Why I have to open my eyes? There is no point, no reason to open my eyes also. My life has become such a drastic life. No, nothing is working out. So it was a very bad life. So that's what I was thinking during that time. Okay, so I was thinking during that time, and then it came to near my bed in an energy form, not in a real form. Okay, so in an energy form, and it was a very strange experience to me also, because at that time I did not know much about the spirit animals and all these things. So it came in an energy form, and it came near my bed, and it came near me, and with his hand, okay, it just was tapping on me so that I can get up. Okay, it was such a beautiful experience of unconditional love. And I felt like this is what unconditional love was. And for the first time, I felt something which is of that much of pure unconditional love. Okay, so it felt very, very nice. And I felt that warmth and unconditional love of the turtle during that time. And it also had some divine signs on his shell, which I cannot reveal to you all. It's my personal thing. Okay, so it came like that, and it just tapped on my on me, and it told me to like get up. It did not tell me like in a voice or something like that, but with the body language, it told me to like get up, get up, get up, get up. Don't die, or don't sleep, and don't wish for your death. Now you still have to live. You have things to do here on earth. So like that. So I was in that very black phase and depressive phase and dark phase, where the turtle came and helped me, and it gave me hope, that it told me to get up and wake up. Okay, so at that time I did not know I was awakening, so it was waking me up. And then after that incident, after that experience, I was like, after I got up, I was like, what was this? Okay, so I was like crying, because when it was alive, I did not take care of it. I did not do anything for it. I did not really, I'm saying you, I was at that time, I used to, I now I'm I whenever I encounter that scene, or whenever I go to flashback, I think that I'm such a very bad person. I did not even care for that it, and I did not even love it. But still, I did not do anything. Even my family members are giving it food or something like that. I was like, who cares? I was like that kind of attitude. Who cares? I don't even care. I hate reptiles. I used to stay away from it. And even when it was alive, it used to jump towards me. It used to come near me. It was so loving creature, such a loving creature with such unconditional love. Okay, even though I was not, having bad opinions about it, even though I was not, bothering it. Okay, bothered about it, and it was, even though I was not giving it even an inch of love, but still it was doing so much for me with its gestures and all these things. And even after its death, okay, it came as a spirit animal, and it helped me a lot in my in processing, and it helped me in my kundalini awakening journey. So when this happened, I understood, oh my god, this is what unconditional love is. Then the first time, like, yeah, I was experiencing unconditional love through divine and all these things, but it was something which I had in my life, right? So it was the experience of unconditional love. So I was not doing anything to it, but still it came, and it helped me in my most bad phase of my life, right? In my most thinnest phase of my life, where I needed some help, and I definitely got help. Maybe even humans were trying to help me, but even they were not understanding how can they help me. So in that situation, actually the divine energies really, really helped me. And if you are going through something like this, I ask you to connect with the divine energies, because they really are very unconditionally loving energies, and they will definitely help you. Now I've made so many videos on divine energies and how to connect with different divine energies. You can take the help of that, and you can get over the situations which are there in your life. So you are given help. Only thing is to tap into that help, and you can receive. You have to be in that receiving mode to get that help, and you will get that help. Don't feel hopeless or depressed or something like that. Okay, so you will definitely get help, and just be aware and receive that help. So when it came like that, and I was like, first time I felt like something I understood about spirit animal and how they help us in our journey. And also uh, the also if you have any like pet animals in your reality, like so maybe for me it was a turtle, okay, for you it might be dog or cat or something like that, or some birds which people, okay, they will keep in their house, okay, they will definitely come in spirit form and they will help you if you are going through something like this, okay. So this was that. And why, when it came, okay, when it came, I was already, I told you, in deep depression and all those things. So when it came, it gave me hope, okay. It gave me that stability. Because I was going through so much darkness, it showed me the ray of hope. It showed me that this is not just a thing, you can get up, you can have a good life. It gave me, it instilled that hope in me that you can be better. This is not just the end, you have more in your life which will happen. Good days are coming. So it gave me the other side. It showed me the other side of what I was going through. So I was going through extreme negative pole, I was going into extreme negative pole. So it was trying to pull me from that extreme negative pole to the center. So that's what a turtle does. So as I explained, turtle or tortoise or Kurma avatar does, whenever you're going through some extremes, okay, it will try to bring you back to the center, to the balance point, to that 0 point, to that azura point. Now again, now azura point, heart chakra, now I have told you earlier that it is connected to root chakra. Now again, heart chakra is also coming into play, right? Turtle is also like green color, right? Green color, again heart chakra and all these things. So I've told you that different chakras, it is, all things are intertwined. It's just not just one chakra which is connected to. So now it brought me back to that balance, okay, that center point, that alignment, right? So whenever you are into that extreme, so whenever you are into that extremes, at that time also turtle will come into your life, Kurma avatar will come into your life. Or whenever you can understand that whenever you are experiencing the Kurma avatar synchronicities, now you are going into extremes, you have to bring yourself back into balance. So it's like vice versa. So whenever you are experiencing this, the Kurma avatar is coming and it is balancing you. And whenever Kurma avatar is coming, that now you should understand that you should be ready to for those extremes, and you have to feel it, heal it, and release it, and again come back to your center point. Because life is not always just one side of the coin, it is both side of the coins. So this Kurma avatar will show you the both side of the coins, just like how devas and asuras, both side of the coins, were there during the Samudra Mantan phase. So whenever your Kurma avatar is coming, your literally Samudra Mantan phase is going to happen in your life. So in before I have told you that depression, what is the difference between the people who are awakened and who is going through a depression, and who are not awakened for going through a depression. So as I told you earlier, the people who are not awakened for going through a depression, they'll just go to some medical help or some family support or friend support or something like that, or they will move on with their life. They will only they will just experience it, or maybe they will move on with in their life, or they will again fall back to that same place and they will hate their life. So okay, this much is for somebody who is not awakened. But for somebody who is awakened, who is going through these things like that, so they will understand it. They will understand that, okay, even in that depression phase, they will get some insights. For like for me, for example, how I got the insight of the spirit animal, how I understood that, okay, the spirit animals are real things, okay. After that thing, I understood the concept of spirit animal very nicely because of my own personal experiences, okay, right? If I did not had the experiences, I would have never thought about spirit animals. Would have never known about spirit animals also. So because this experience taught me about life, and how turtle help gave me the hope, ray of hope of to show, it showed me the other side of the coin. It gave me that positivity, that courage to live, okay, to open my eyes, okay, basically to open my eyes, to awaken and to see what it wanted to show me, right? So these are like the two extreme poles, which one is devas and one is asuras, which are there within you only. So devas and asuras, they are not somewhere in the heavens, they are not some or patal loka, they are not fighting in with each other. It's not like that. So it's symbolically all these things, which all these stories which are there, which are happening within you only. So you only have your deva side and you only have your asura side. So whenever this asura side is becoming active and extreme, so you have to understand that you have to bring yourself to the center, to the turtle point, okay, to the Kurma avatar point. And again, whenever the Deva thing is becoming active into within you, you are experiencing bliss and all those nice, all these things, nice things, and you have to understand that okay, this is a part of a temporary thing. Okay, you just don't have to hold on to it, because you don't have to hold on to anything, not the Deva thing, not the Asura things, because you have to understand that all these things are temporary. At the end, you have to come back to the Kurma avatar only, which is the center point, which is the balance, which is the center of the two poles, two extremes, which is Devas and Asuras, which is the happiness and sadness, which is the bliss or depression. It's like that. So this was the main first time where I have experienced the Kurma Avatara, the awakening of the Kurma Avatara within me. Later on, after so many years also, I again experienced the Kurma Avatara. Okay, so I was again going through all these things, bliss and happiness phase, and so many things were happening in my life, etc., etc., etc. And then later on, again after some times, again recently also, some 2 days back, again I had the awakening of the Kurma Avatara within me, where I was going through some Kundalini awakening symptoms also. So now this time, what I've gone through, how the Kundalini awakening symptoms will be during your Kurma Avatara, awakening of the Kurma Avatara within you, I'll tell you next part of the video, because it's already 40 minutes. So I'll continue the part 2 of this of the same topic. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you liked it. Hope this helps you in some or the other way. So Shri Rama Raksha Sarva Jagat Raksha, Shri Matre Namaha.